Hey guys, Captain Chris here, up high on a perch, getting ready to rappel. And I just want to give you some pointers before you take to the top of the cliff and begin your descent. Here we go. You want to make sure you're wearing a harness first of all. Make sure that harness is snug. You can barely fit 3 fingers underneath that waist belt. Make sure your leg loops are snug as well, and always double back. Next up, you want to make sure you have a helmet to protect your head anytime you're on the cliff or at the top of the cliff or at the bottom. We're having our anchor line girth hitched to our belay loop and our anchor loop, and it's going here to a automatically locked carabiner on the anchor. So we're set to go. Next up is rigging the rappel. Before we get going on a rappel, we want to make sure our rope touches the ground, and we want to knot the end of our rope before we rappel on it. Look over the edge, yell rope, rope, and begin to feed it down, making sure nothing's grabbing your feet, no backpacks are attached. The rope hits the ground, we're good to go. It's time to rig up your belay device and your backup prusik knot. Take that bite of rope, pinch it, and put it right through the belay device. Pull 2 lines through. You see the teeth here? That's for your brake line. I'm going to take my locking carabiner and go through the 2 lines and the belay and the black cable. And this is then going to get set up to my anchor line. So now I have my rappel device rigged up. It's in the brake position, and this is my anchor line, remember that. If we look here, we see red. Close it so you cannot see red. Now I'm going to take my prusik and my extra carabiner, and I'm going to add it to the line here for friction. Use the stitching to go through your knot once, go through your loop twice, and then dress it up, pulling it down. Take your locker carabiner, and that goes right to your belay loop, and lock it shut. So now your prusik can never get high enough where it gets caught in the ATC. My belay device is rigged. My backup knot is rigged. We're ready to let go of the main anchor line now. Once you take off the anchor line and clip the loop to your left side, you're ready to rappel. Notice I kept the right side of my body empty for gear, so my brake line could be free there and not have anything getting caught up. Next up, I want to get in position where I'm facing the top side of the cliff, the ground and the trees, and I want my butt to be over the edge of the cliff. So I'm going to get myself into position. Okay. I am going to weight the line right here in front. I'm going to lean my body out over the edge. I'm using my left hand here for a secure handhold so I don't get my hand up here getting caught up in my rappel device or my hot carabiner. My hand's on the prusik knot, and it's just allowing me to go down nice and slow. This is a controlled descent. My feet are wide, shoulder distance apart, knees bent. My helmet's all good. I'm just enjoying the sun. Woo-hoo! Once you get down to the bottom, you've made it safely. Great job. Don't touch the carabiner or the rappel device right away. The friction makes it really hot. So take time and unrig your prusik knot at this moment. And as you're taking it, talk to your friends, figure out what's going on next. Maybe make it a great segue to sharing scripture with the guys. Hey guys, we just got down. You took off your prusik cord. Now let's detach your rappel device. All right? Make sure you're holding onto the line. You just kind of pull it out and you can attach this right to your harness. And now we can take off our helmet, or at least unbuckle it for a little bit. As young men that love the Lord, I want to make sure that I myself, and I want to challenge you guys, just not put on the armor that helps you do an activity safely. I want you to put on the armor of God. Very similar, we have a waist belt or a buckle, a belt of truth. We put on a helmet of salvation, and we're always bringing with us the sword of the Spirit. And there's a passage in Scripture that talks about this. Ephesians 6:10 says, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." I wouldn't think twice about rappelling or climbing without a harness and a helmet and a guidebook to tell me where to go and how to ascend and descend. And the same way, you and I, we shouldn't go into the world without the armor of God. So put on the belt of truth, the helmet of salvation, and take with you the sword of the Spirit. Guys, in life, we're going to face many challenges and trials, many schemes of the devil. It's important to have Jesus Christ, the ultimate guide, in our minds and in our hearts. So go to his word. And in the same way, don't go rock climbing or rappelling unless you're with a certified guide. Rock climbing is very dangerous. It's a lot of fun, but we want you to be safe. Stay bright and keen for Christ.